Guys, I've got great news. One piece of this news I only learned after starting stream. My two largest political idols have both arrived at the same conclusion at the same time, okay? Alex Jones and AOC have both decided that Israel is bad. Alex Jones posted, Israel's lost the high ground in response to, I don't even know if I can show this here. It's pretty monstrous. This was shown by Al Jazeera. I'm not going to show it, but it's like maybe one of the worst things yet seen in the conflict because it's so straightforward, you know? Like it's unbelievably bad. The four guys getting blown up. Yeah, basically it's just aerial drone footage of a bunch of Palestinian civilians very clearly not carrying weapons walking around, just getting atomized by a drone strike. 3 of them die in the first one, and then the last one dies afterwards, like follow-up. Very, very clear, like just picking at civilians. Like it's so bad. Is there any more info about this? I mean, it's from Al Jazeera, so Gaza drone video showing killing of Palestinians. It's remarkable in how indefensible it is. Like, there's none of this, oh, we thought they might be carrying weapons. Oh, it was a heated conflict. So, oh, they were, like, in a Hamas-backed area. Oh, da-da-da. Like, all of it's clear, like, HD video footage of people just walking normally down a road, just the way you do. And then there's a flash of smoke and just bodies, you know? Just like that instantly. And then, for the second flyby, they murk the last one, the one that survived the first flyby. Just no, like, just like it's essentially the drone equivalent of like a sniper just like taking crack at children in Iraq. You know what I mean? Just it's so clear. It's so I encourage you guys to go see the video. I mean, it's monstrous, but I think you need to understand how bad it is to fully understand, I think. Footage recovered from the drone of an Al Jazeera team killed by the IDF in a targeted... Is that the same one? There are, like, so many drone attacks that get covered. Like, they have their own section on Al Jazeera's website, Tag Drone Strikes. It's its own whole goddamn thing. Mute that. A series of lethal Israeli air attacks verified the location in Khan Yunis in Gaza. Devastated by Israeli bombardment. 2 of the men were killed instantly by the first strike, before the second strike hits, before he falls to his knees and is hit. An image from the video shows the missile before it lands. The video was retrieved from an Israeli drone that was shot down. The attack is believed to have happened in early February. Yeah. Yeah. Drones have local onboard storage of video. I believe they do, yes. Because they can't upload that shit on the fly. Not always, right? Sometimes you have remote sensors that can relay the information, but it's usually like low. My understanding is that when drone controllers are looking and controlling the drones, they have like a relatively scarce amount of information that they're trying to relay directly in real time, but they keep basically like HD video footage on the drone to, you know, yeah. Streaming it back local storage. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Does anyone know who retrieved the drone footage? Well, given the fact that the video was put online by Al Jazeera, my guess is that it was found by either their team or by someone who gave it to them, you know? Or it could have been a leak. It could have been a leak. It is 1080p war crime footage, and it is more direct than anything else I've seen from this conflict. Like, you need to see it. I'm not joking, okay? Like, in any sane... Like, let me put it this way, okay? If this happened in the American military today, information this bad comparably would be international news. And pardon me for expressing some kind of optimism with our system relative to theirs, but, like, the soldiers responsible for this... I mean... I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think the IDF is even going to pretend. You know what I mean? I don't think they're even going to pretend. Like, the IDF is either not going to respond to it, or they're just going to, like, blatantly lie and go like, yeah, oh, yeah, those guys were Hamas, actually, whatever. I don't think they're even going to pretend. Maybe they will. It's so bad that they might have to pretend. I don't know. The IDF admits they were civilians. The IDF probes leaked drone footage. Okay, so it was leaked. Strike to unarmed men near... The IDF spokesperson unit says the footage was from an active combat zone in Khan Yunis. Okay, active combat zone. Again, these are literally just 4 guys walking down an open road. Like, they're not scampering for... It's all there, 1080p, you know? They're just walking down the road. In which troops experienced many encounters with terrorists who fought and moved around in civilian clothing and disguised weapons in buildings and property that are believed to be civilian. Okay, so the IDF is literally just saying, like, yeah, no, these guys were probably secret Hamas. Again, you can see... Like, this is where they were, okay? I'm not showing the... Did I not mute that? I thought I muted that. Like, this is what the drone saw. You didn't see the high-quality footage. They had a copy of Mein Kampf. Literally swinging their arms, you know? Like, it's indefensible. There's absolutely no angle the IDF could take that justifies this. Just, it's yeah. It's just so straightforward. So anyway, in response to this, Alex Jones is saying he's anti-Israel or whatever. It doesn't matter. Alex Jones is a shameless grifter who flirts with Nazi positions all the time. He's certainly not motivated by any kind of sincere, you know, humanitarian impulse. Yeah, so whatever, you know. On the other side of things, AOC, long thought of as Alex Jones' greatest student, also apparently said the word genocide for the first time. That's interesting. I haven't seen this because it just happened.
Mr. Speaker, I know a man, a decent man, who said that preventing genocide is an achievable goal, a goal that requires a level of government organization and engagement that matches in its intensity the brutality and efficiency required to carry out mass killing. Too often, these efforts have come too late, after the best and least costly opportunities to prevent them have been missed. The man that said that was then Vice President and now President Joseph Biden. And he was right. Mr. Speaker, I rise to say that such a time is now. As we speak, in this moment, 1.1 million innocents in Gaza.
I know it's pretty likely the IDF did bad here. I just think it's good to be a little careful about this, considering we know very little about this specific drone strike. Oh my fucking God. Especially when Vaush was chiding chat earlier for jumping to conclusions about the Russian attack. Do you not think there's a slight difference between being presumptuous about a false flag when civilians have been massacred in a terrorist attack when it doesn't look like it's a false flag, and we already know the IDF did the drone strike? Like, what possible explanation could be given for this, you know? I don't understand, like, what comparison there is here. Like I said, you have to proportion your claims to the evidence, and the evidence that the IDF just murked a bunch of civilians for no reason is about as high as it could possibly be. I don't know what other evidence you could be looking for. It was a Hamas false flag. They're sending legions of arms-skipping, unarmed young men to bait the drone strikes or something.
Are at famine's door. A famine that is being intentionally precipitated through the blocking of food and global humanitarian assistance by leaders in the Israeli government. This is a mass starvation of people, engineered and orchestrated, following the killing of another 30,000, 70% of whom were women and children killed. There is hardly a single hospital left. And this was all accomplished, much of this accomplished, with U.S. resources and weapons. If you want to know what an unfolding genocide looks like, open your eyes. It looks like the forced famine of 1.1 million innocents. It looks like thousands of children eating grass as their bodies consume themselves while trucks of food are slowed and halted just miles away. It looks like good and decent people who do nothing, or too little, too late. It is against United States law to provide weapons to forces who block United States humanitarian assistance. And that is exactly what is happening right now. So much so that the president himself stated during the State of the Union that the United States must and will be building its own port to let aid through. It will be too late. The time is now to force compliance with U.S. law and the standards of humanity and fulfill.
This is like the only time in history that forced compliance to U.S. law is actually the humanitarian position, you know? His eyes glowing red, you know, we are going to Marshall Plan the Gaza Strip. We are going to provide $8 trillion of aid, and there is nothing you can do to stop us. Except there is, by simply just not accepting it, because Biden's a f***ing pussy.
Fulfill our obligations to the American people to suspend the transfer of U.S. weapons to the Israeli government in order to stop and prevent further atrocity. Honoring our alliances does not mean facilitating mass killing. We cannot hide from our responsibility any longer. Blocking assistance from one's closest allies to starve 1 million people is not unintentional. We have a responsibility to prove the value of global democracy, enshrined in the upholding of civil society, rule of law, and commitment to human and civil rights. This is not just about Israel or Gaza. This is about us. The world will never be the same, and we will never be the same. And we must write our story in this moment of what it means and who we are as Americans. And our story must be not that we were good men who did nothing, but that we were a committed democracy that did something. And we must prove that now.
God damn, that was actually a lot better than I expected. That was pretty good. Yeah, sorry guys, that was pretty good. No critical, rhetorical, you know, picking apart here. That was just pretty good. Yeah. I look forward to it landing with no one, because all the people on the left have already decided that she's like a simp for the Biden admin, and all the people, you know, from the liberal end and to the right, saying that she's anti-Semitic for saying it's wrong to like slaughter tens of thousands of civilians. Really good work from her, and though she's always been a good speaker. Gonna call her a warmonger. Yeah. I'm sorry she couldn't do an hour-long video essay, Ellen DeGenerate.